So India's nuclear armed submarines, ostensibly, right, are the idea is that it gives India's no first use policy sort of more credibility. That it can actually say we won't go first because we have this assured second strike. We don't need to go first. All we think that's needed for deterrence to be robust, for states to be deterred from doing things that are threatening to India, is to have an assured second strike. The threat of retaliation is enough. So for India, if they have an assured second strike, if they are able to keep their nuclear armed submarines, I guess, if they're able to keep them safe, secure, and they are able to rely on that, there's no sort of general use it or lose it pressure. Nobody can take out everything in a first strike, and so fine, they don't have to go first. They never have to go first. They can stick with no first use. Otherwise, there's sort of a little bit of a credibility problem associated with no first use, just because, on a theoretical level, just because of sort of the use it or lose it problem. So in terms of threats that Arihant and her sisters can be used to deter, it's a little unclear, right? Because the idea of sea-based nuclear deterrence historically has been that they are retaliatory, that they are the second line of defense, or the second line of retaliation, I guess, that they're not going to be sort of part of any sort of conflict scenario, right? They're not battlefield nuclear weapons. You don't use them in the heat of war, in theory. So in terms of what they can deter, unless it's sort of the same thing that all of India's other nuclear weapons are aimed to deter, sort of existential threats to the state. They can't really deter lower level, activities. They probably can't really deter, they can't really deter Chinese submarines from transiting the Indian Ocean, because that's not what they're there for. They're there for deterring nuclear first attack, basically.